Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm about to show you guys is massive. Another member of the squad fell last night to a Democratic challenger. That is the second one in 2 months. This has ramifications for the presidency, for the individual progressive movement, for the gun rights. This is a big deal. Something is happening under the surface, and we're going to break it down right now. Everything will be linked into the description box below, and please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, because we have got some freedom to spend and share and just give to everybody because it's so delicious. Let me bring this up because I have got to show you what is popping off. Oh, Cori Bush out of Missouri. You hate to see it. I don't hate to see it. I'm actually rather excited, and I'll tell you why here. This is the second member of the squad. Now, if you are not familiar with politics, the squad in the United States Congress is the far-left progressives. It's a small little collection of outright socialists who call themselves progressives. That's why it's such a big deal with Tim Walz calling himself a progressive, because really the socialists have adopted the label progressive, and they're running around like they're for the democratic process, but they're about democratic socialism, which is really socialism. It's all about branding, okay? So for the purpose here, the squad, democratic socialism, and progressivism all wrapped up in one big bag of socialism, okay? Cori Bush lost to another Democrat last night. I'm going to show you a few of the highlighted things and the underlying factors which really make this important, particularly for our gun rights, in 1 second. But this is the other person that lost. Again, this person lost. Rep. Jamal Bowman, a vocal Israel critic and squad member, lost in New York. Okay? That's important. Now let me go back over here, because that's 2 squad members out of the original, like 7 or 8. Okay? You've got Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, AOC. You had Cori Bush. You had Jamal Bowman, Representative Summer Lee. Like, those are the ones. Ayanna Pressley, not a lot. But all the ones that when they start talking, you roll your eyes. That's who we're talking about. Okay? Listen to this, and then I'll tie it all together, because I've highlighted a few very important points here. Representative Cori Bush lost her primary in Missouri on Tuesday in the latest blow to the progressive squad on Capitol Hill, according to a projection from Decision Desk headquarters. Bush's loss to St. Louis prosecuting attorney Wesley Bell in the 1st Congressional District's Democratic primary makes her the second member of the squad to lose re-election after Jamal Bowman in New York earlier this year. These were both primaried from their own party, and that's why this is so crucial and key to understand. They have taken extreme progressive positions on about everything that you can imagine. In our world, they go after the gun rights all the time, every time. There's not a gun control law they don't love. They are getting ousted by their own party. There is a power struggle going on. The Democrats are ostracizing the progressives, and they're outing them one by one with people who will actually play ball with the vast majority. You're basically looking at an excising of the progressive wing. They've got too much power. They're getting it cut down to size because of a very common theme. Again, it's going to tie together in a second the support for, the anti-Israel support. Listen to this. This is massive, guys. This is a big deal. So this is the actual vote totals. She lost by 6%. Wasn't even close. Okay? The racial justice activist's failure to secure a 3rd House term came after her race received outsized attention for the amount of money that poured in. Pro-Israel special interest groups spent the most on the race, with the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, AIPAC, the United Democracy Project, and AIPAC Super PAC dropping some $9 million to defeat Bush, who has been critical of Israel's war against the terrorist organization Hamas. Understand, the squad was going against the mainline Democratic narrative on the Israel support or Hamas support. The squad is getting removed from their own party. It's right there. All the money came from pro-Israel organizations. Go back to Jamal Bowman. Look at that. Interesting how that exact same thing pops up. A vocal Israel critic and squad member lost his primary. The battle over the Israel support or Gaza support is raging in the Democratic Party, and it's only going to benefit us, the gun rights supporting groups, because these same people that they're outsizing are the extremes, all right? Let me tie this together a little bit further. Some predicted that a high-profile loss for Bush would make candidates and strategists rethink the playbooks they've been using against well-funded opponents. That's for the progressives. They are uncomfortable. That reset may be forthcoming after results showed Bush will not progress to the November general election. Bell is expected to win the solidly blue seat in the fall. That's another very important thing to understand. Both of these seats, Missouri and New York, are deep blue. That Republicans do not have a prayer in these areas. They got ousted by Democrats. They aren't even going to be on the final ballot. They got primaried. This is starting to sound familiar. The exact same thing that happened with Brandon Herrera and Tony Gonzalez, only on the right versus the left. The tremendous amounts of money that came in to stop Brandon Herrera from beating the incumbent Tony Gonzalez. You starting to see a theme and a pattern here? The mainline parties are going after the outliers. That's what's happening. All the money is coming in to get these solid votes for the mainline general generic party line versus the progressives or the gun rights activists. That's what you're seeing happen. Okay, let's continue here because for the moment, I'm just excited that the progressives lost because the AOCs, I'm not a big fan. And then I'm going to tie it together for the presidential because there's a big element there too. Though progressives are likely to be even more anxious about their future in Congress following Tuesday's defeat, this is Cori Bush, the results for them this cycle have been mixed. Though Bush and Bowman's losses put them on notice, other progressives, including AOC, are likely to glide to re-election because they want them to have a voice, but they don't want them to have power. There is a difference. The Democrat mainline, the Pelosi's, the Schumers, they want the progressives to be in there to have a say and be, oh, look, you're represented. Look, we're the party of diversity and inclusion of thought. But they don't want them to be able to spread to where they get in the way of their votes. That's exactly what you're looking at right here. Those mixed results raise questions about how progressive incumbents can beat challengers with more money. That's the whole point. The fundraising machine in the Democratic Party just got mobilized, and in this case, through AIPAC, the Israel-supporting caucuses. They took out Cori Bush. They took out Jamal Bowman. This is a big thing. Now, zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to just talk to you big screen on this one because this is a really important factor you have to understand. Zoom into the presidential election right now. What just happened with Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, who is a natural candidate, who is a natural solution for Harris, who is looking to get Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. She ousted him because of concerns that his Jewish American support was a problem. And so they went with a white, old, crusty socialist from Minnesota, which is not a swing state, solidly blue, who is extremely flawed. You starting to see this from the very bottom all the way to the very top? There is a massive problem. And again, if you saw the Israel supporting PACs take out Cori Bush in the Democratic primary, and you saw them take out Jamal Bowman in the Democratic primary, what do you think that exact same caucus is going to do when you've got two people on the president and the vice president ticket for the Democrats in November who are very not supportive of the Israel aspect of the geopolitical conflict right now? Guys, this is a big freaking deal, and guess what happens and hangs in the balance? Our gun rights and our gun control fight. That is literally what is at stake here. So make sure you guys are enjoying this video. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. I can't wait for the next one. The next one is going to be so good, but I will see you then.